Hello everyone, I'm Dale from the Mad Platter YouTube channel. I got s'mores here with me, and welcome to the cabin. It's officially the first weekend of summer, and it has been a really rainy spring, and I haven't been to the cabin hardly at all. I did come up a few weeks ago. I was going to cut the grass, but the yard was a swamp. And it's actually pretty swampy today because it's been raining this week still. But I figured I better get up here and get it cut. There's definitely some high spots. But I'll just put my rubber boots on, dive into that big old mud puddle, and get it cleaned up. So yeah, this trip's pretty much going to be a work weekend. I got to cut the grass. I'm going to maybe rake up some leaves. I'll see how quickly I put her out. But I think I mentioned this in another video, but I got some dead trees that fell over, and I also have that one has been dead for a really long time. That one there that's leaning, it died a few years back when I had a big cherry tree fall down and it took it out. But that one I actually want to cut up. That's an oak tree, so I want to cut that one up for firewood. So it's really not wood chopping season, so I probably won't spend much time chopping it, but I do want to get it cut down. That's more of a cool weather sport, chopping wood. We just pulled in. Got some stuff unloaded. I actually stopped and picked up a little sub. I'm gonna eat for lunch real quick. There's my stuff. So I'm gonna head into the cabin, get settled in, get this stuff stowed away, and I'm gonna get the crock pot going for dinner because I'll be out here working most of the day and I don't want to mess around with cooking later on. Let's see. What's that say? 74 in the shade. I think it's around, I don't know, I think it's around 80. So I'm going to get settled in and I'll be back with you here in a second. This probably wasn't the smartest idea because well, that says about 70, but it feels like it's about 90 degrees in here without any breeze. So this is probably really gonna heat the cabin up even more. But anyways, all I have is a pork roast and some sweet baby rays. I'm gonna make pulled pork sandwiches. That's what I'll eat for dinner tonight. There's a pork roast down there somewhere. I was going to open the hatch, but it's pretty buggy out and I don't want to sleep with the bugs tonight, so I think I'm going to leave it closed for now, and unless it gets really hot I might have to crack a window or open the hatch for a little bit, let it cool down. And if you're new to the channel, here's the cabin. That's Bruce the Moose. It's like a life-size, maybe even bigger than life-size, paint by number. And if you go back earlier on in some of my videos on my channel, I do a couple different like walkthroughs of the cabin, explain a few things in more detail. But if you want to check it out, feel free. And if you like the cabin and you like the video, maybe leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'm sure that'll help the channel out, so they say. Yeah, just a small little cabin, little base camp. It's a cozy little spot. Well, that's probably got about 7 hours to go. It's right around noon, a little bit later actually. So we'll have a late dinner, but I'm gonna head out and get to work. Can't always have fun at the cabin. Sometimes you got some maintenance and upkeep, so that's what this weekend's gonna be. One thing I noticed the last time I was up, I think it was a few weeks back, it was just pouring down rain. And I noticed this floor in here was really bad, like there was like a bad leak. And I didn't dig much into it because I had a bunch of stuff in here, but now that I moved some things out, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I can definitely see some like water staining in the floor. And let me see if I can get the lip. Yeah, that corner looks like the sheathing is all wet and maybe even starting to rot on the bottom. And this corner is all wet. So I'm definitely gonna have to get that figured out, and that'll probably help me make my decision on. If you followed me long enough, you know I mentioned putting an addition on this cabin, and I wasn't sure exactly what I was gonna do. And now that I see that, that helps me decide what I'm gonna do. And it might be build a new cabin. Probably not. I'm not going to go to that extreme, but to fix that, it'll definitely have me tearing this whole side of the cabin down, which I may just do a full build out. I'll explain that more when the time comes. It's not going to be this summer or this year even. So hopefully that survives until next spring, until I figure out what I want to do. Oh boy. I'm not going to bore you with a lawnmower cam point of view, but I will walk you through for the before, and then I'll do a before and after. But it's looking pretty rough. I gotta sweep off the deck here real quick. A couple sticks came down. I'm gonna clean up. All right, that looks like the tallest weed. Let's see. Right about waist high, almost hip high, I guess we'll call it. I don't know what these are. These always grow in the same spot right here. Not sure what those are. If you know, let me know. It normally doesn't take me too long. Maybe a half hour to get this mowed up. And then I'll get to chopping some trees down. This wood's been sitting here for a few years. I just don't burn enough wood. But I do got to get it chopped up. All right, I'm getting to work. S'mores, what do you think? Are you hot? You hot? Yeah, you can probably tell by my face we're hot. So I made the executive decision, well, actually two. I finished cutting the grass. I raked up some leaves, and I ended up talking to my neighbor for like an hour. I decided not to bust out the chainsaw. It's too hot. It's like 85 degrees. So then I went inside the cabin, and it's at least 85 degrees with a feels like temperature of like 212 at least. It's ridiculous. That Crockpot like turned it into a heat box. I might just use that in the winter to stay warm. Anyways, second executive decision I made was I opened up the hatch. I'm sure it's going to be full of mosquitoes and ants. I know there were ants all over the deck. I definitely have to spray. I can see one in the cabin right now. Must have snuck in. Let's see if we can peek in there, see what's going on. Ooh. It might be time to start shredding that up. Oh man, that smells so good. So the third decision I need to make is if I want to head home tonight. Because I feel bad for s'mores. I normally on these work trips like this, I leave her at home and I leave super early, get up here, cut the grass, do what I gotta do, and then head home. Especially when it's hot like this. I kind of almost did that today, but then the older she gets, the less I want to leave her at home. I just like having her with me, especially up here at the cabin. So I decided to bring her, but it's way too hot. I can tell she's struggling, and the cabin, it's only supposed to go down into the 70s tonight, so I know the cabin's gonna be like toasty, and it's not like we can go in an air conditioning and get her to cool down. So I know dogs have lived for centuries probably without air conditioning, but I just feel bad for her. So I have to decide what I want to do. We'll see. If it cools down, I might stay overnight. If not, if it doesn't cool down, I'm just gonna head home. I know you don't come to YouTube and watch videos to hear negativity, but this was one of those days, just a work day, and I found I saw the big leak in that corner of the cabin, and it looks like it's starting to rot out. So not a great trip, but I'll share the good, the fun, and the bad. So this probably wasn't one of the best trips. But I'll try to stay positive, and I gotta get this leak figured out and decide how to take care of that. Which also makes me wonder if I'm only seeing that leak back in that corner because I don't have the floor done. So inside here I have that stone floor, I have the floor in the cabin's all done. I'm wondering if these corners are all taking in water. And I really don't have any way to know unless I had some sort of moisture meter maybe. And again, when I built this cabin, I did the best I could, just researching and flashing. I think one thing that I probably shouldn't have done was have the deck touching the base of the cabin. I should have left the gap there, so I'm wondering if that's what I did wrong. And water's just kind of like seeding right there. Like I can see all these corners kind of look wet. So I'm wondering if I pull the deck up and like leave a gap there, if that would help. So I might try that. And if that doesn't work, not quite sure what I'm gonna do. I know when I built this, I was like, I hope I get 10 years out of it. So this is what, year number 7. I think it'll last for a few more years, but I'd like to get more than that out of it. Alright. I think for now, I'm just going to hang out. I got to get something to drink. I'm kind of overheated. S'mores, you overheated? You got your water in there, Bubba. I know what she wants. If I said S-N-A-C-K, I guarantee she'd be following me. Here, I'm going to try it. I'll show you. Watch this. S'mores, you want a snack? What is that? An acorn snack? What are you eating? What are you eating? Oh, a stick snack. You want pumpkin cinnamon? Yeah, let me get you a snack. Alright. Hold on. Hold on. Pumpkin cinnamon? Wait. Okay. What? Too hot for a snack? What? Never. Never too hot for a snack. I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'll probably check back in when I'm ready to eat, and then we'll decide if I'm gonna head home or stay the night. Well, everyone, I think that's going to do it for this video. It's actually cooling down. It's probably about 75, but there's a good breeze. And once I opened the hatch on the cabin, it cooled down in there, and as soon as I turn off the crock pot, I think it'll cool down when the sun goes down. So I decided to stay over. But I'm going to wrap up this video. S'mores says hi and bye. And as always, appreciate you watching, and I hope we'll see you on the next video. And it might be tomorrow morning, because I brought my Coleman stove and some breakfast. So I might get up, open the hatch, and cook breakfast in the morning. So until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. And if you waited this long, or if you followed along to the end of the video, there's one more thing I want to show you. I got some new Crocs. I got my pajamas on already. Got some new Crocs. And they got these little, I got these little fish that stick and hold in these little holes. And this might be the best $5 I ever spent. I'm not quite sure if they even work, because I need like a little eyeglass screwdriver to get the batteries in there, but they're Crocs Headlights. Look at that. So if I need to go out and get firewood in the middle of the night, I've got some lights. I'd imagine they'll only last maybe like 1 or 2 trips. I got them at 5 Below. So once I get them working, I'll show you. See ya.